Welcome, everybody. And thanks for joining us today on Talks on Tuesday. And if you're watching us from home at a later time, I guess everyone's watching us from home. So
Not
if you're
me.
watching us at a later time on YouTube, be sure to like us and subscribe and leave your comments. And I'm Barbara. I'm here with Mary and Chelsea and our guests Gino, Doreen, Anka, and Renee. And thanks for joining us today on December 24th, Christmas Eve. And we thought we kind of kicked around a few ideas around topics today. Didn't want to do anything that was super religious based, but we wanted to do something that kind of acknowledged the season and the holidays and how people have a tendency to want to celebrate. This morning I was and so the topic initially was I think solstice traditions and celebrations in general. And uh-oh, I see Gordy's still in the waiting room. Sorry, Gordy. Oh, there he is. Hi, Gordy, welcome. And this morning I was thinking about that, and I came to a realization about how so many holidays, especially around this time of year, um, but many holidays in general, have a theme of light or use light. Even like if we're having a romantic dinner with somebody, we light candles. Or if we're having some sort of service, we light a candle for somebody. And light is really something that is part of so many traditions and called many cultures. And I thought of the comment that Marianne Williamson mentioned, and I actually um, wrote it up and I'm going to put it on my background for a moment so we can all see it. It's our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us. That light that is really within all of us. Now, here comes Louis Therese. And so I thought that, um, this is a time of year with holidays that many people have many memories of family interactions, some good, some bad, some ugly. And I thought that with respect to everybody's situation, hi, Louis Trace, and everybody's experiences, whether they are good, bad, or ugly, I thought it would be nice for us to take a few minutes to get centered, get quiet, find that space within us, and then contemplate the comments by Marianne Williamson that it's really our light. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us. And think about whatever you want to think about around this topic of holidays, solstice, traditions, celebrations, looking at it through a lens of knowing your own light and what that means to you now. So if we want to take, I'm going to set my timer for, say, 30 seconds. If we want to just take the next 30 seconds and just be quiet and go within, center yourself if it's safe for you to do that. And just think about your own internal light around this topic. The light within your heart center. that knowing of your deepest self. And then when we're ready to rejoin the circle or the square box, let's come back and just talk about it. And everybody's welcome to share whatever this brings up for them. Doreen, go ahead.
I've heard that quote by Marianne over the years. It's very familiar, and it doesn't strike me as being very well worded in a way. Because I'm not afraid of my own light. I never have been. But I think we do go around being afraid of other people's lights. That person's light is too bright. It's going to get too bright. And I need to do whatever it takes to make sure that doesn't happen. That's been my experience, especially during Christmas. I won't go any farther than that because I think I made my point. But I yeah, I feel like that quote is very cool. But it's also an invitation to take a look at it, um, and see it from different angles and different perspectives.
Yeah, well, thanks for sharing that. And you're right. There's so many different perspectives out there. And in fact, and thank you for bringing that up. I did a Facebook post not that long ago from on perspective, and it was a picture of a boulder in a lake, but it was upside down, and it looked kind of bizarre. And then when you turned it around, you realize, oh, this is a boulder in a lake that had reflections, and it was just so hard to say, what is that? So
Mm.
yeah, perspective is a very good point.
Well,
Yeah.
this is an example of the words on the page remain the same, but every time you come to them, you've changed enough that it's a different quote. And it could be 5 years down the road, you'll read it again and you'll see, oh, it's this other way too. Just
Mhm.
depending on what you see, depends on where you're standing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, that just kind of takes it back to perspective.
Mhm.
So, yeah. And there are so many. And that's what keeps life interesting, I think, is that we are a little different. We have so many different experiences.
Yeah.
And
Anybody
also,
else?
Barbara,
Oh,
oh,
go ahead.
Barbara,
Go.
when you were talking about lights, the lights that we like to use in all of our various ceremonies. And obviously, the light represents awareness. So when we're feeling ceremonious, we want to feel aware.
Mm.
And I like that connection with the Christmas lights because sometimes all that the trappings of the holidays can trigger the other stuff.
Mhm.
But because it in a lot of ways it feels like the exact opposite of what the solstice is for me, which I think of things like rest and stillness, um, and connection, you know. And in America, Christmas isn't like that, and everybody complains about it. So the more we can just really be restful, I think we're all going to enjoy it a little bit more.
Right. Yeah. It occurred to me, Barb, when you were talking about these different kinds of light, the candles and Christmas trees, and like in my apartment, I've got this fake fireplace that you turn on with a wall switch, and it doesn't really have any heat, but it's symbolic.
Mhm.
And um, in a way, they're kind of proxies. Um, if I light these candles, I feel better. But the real thing is, I should be the light. Um, and I should be the one shining. I shouldn't light a candle and think, oh, now I've done my job because I brought light into this room. Even when I'm by myself, I should be the light.
You are the light.
I am the light, but I don't think about it.
That's where the should be. You should remember.
Remember that, Mary. I need
Yeah.
that one more thing to remember.
Do
And
you
yet
find
you
it gets easier though? The more you because like stay involved with this community
yeah,
and
and try to be aware, like even just walking down the street. Um, if I see someone who's unhappy, to try not to reflect that back at them. Um, you know, don't return frown for frown. Do something to uplift. And I think we see this like in dogs and cats too. When they walk into the room, they are the light. Um, they are hopping around and putting their little paws up. Give me 10. Yeah.
yeah, that's true. And when I was saying should be, I was actually a little tongue in cheek because should be is one of those
We
words
should.
that we we shouldn't be using because
Yeah.
we want to disallow.
I guess I need to remember that this is what I am.
Yeah.
I already am. I don't need to should anything.
But speaking of dogs and cats, earlier Chelsea was showing us her little dog Umatilla with her cute little Christmas hat on. She was darling. Uh,
I keep looking for her to come back. I got one beside me, but it's my other girl that she doesn't really like to wear the hat. It seems like the rest the part of the solstice that is about rest seems to happen after Christmas. Once we get past New Year's Day, then we kind of all go into the rest.
Mm-hmm.
So at least here in America, it seems just a couple weeks delayed. Final rush, Christmas, and then New Year's, and then we have rest of January and
Yeah.
yeah. But it's interesting how many holidays are around those events, the celestial events, the solstice, the return of the light, for the winter solstice, the return of the light. And the summer solstice is, of course, the apex of the light, the longest day. And even the religious holidays in the spring are often around the equinox, just that kind of, again, having something to do with the celestial beings. And it's an excuse, I guess, to celebrate or to um, join in, or some families, more trauma and drama and um, but create memories, one way or another. And hopefully by using the light as an example, a memory tool, a prompt, it can help us to remember that light that's within us, that light that we are. Oh, I like
Yeah.
your hat on. It looks cute.
I was
Go ahead.
with
Yeah, go ahead and share.
I want to say about Christmas. In Romania, we make food, traditional food, and we stay with the family. You?
Yeah, for the most part, I would say people who have families are with their families. People who don't, or maybe with friends, or maybe they're just by themselves. And we can't assume that the Christmas card stereotypic family around the fireplace is common. And it can be so hard. And I find as now I look back on my life and I think, oh gosh, I decided not to have children. And that means that I have to kind of leech onto my sisters and brothers' children if I want children around. at the holidays, and that, loneliness can be its own path to light. Um, but it's sometimes of year it's harder than others. So if we could share our light at this time of year, all the better.
Um, I don't like to be in solitude. I have family, but um, for people that are in solitude, or I, I don't know. Beatrice is an example for me because she made something cooked her and she will give to homeless people.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. And it's good to remember that this can be a really miserable time for a lot of people. And once we realize that, um, there stands a directive, do something about it.
Receive the misery. Learn
Yes.
what that looks like to receive the discomfort, receive the misery.
Trans-
Um, this is totally reminding me, and I sent this to all my friends who I know live alone. I think I got everybody. But Joe Dispenza recently did a video about the neuro badassness of especially women who live alone. Um, and I don't think that means living alone forever or whatever, but just the ability and having that experience of living alone. And it was so amazing. And I was like, yeah, I've always known this.
yeah.
um, and I like to highlight that type of power rather. I never think of anybody's being miserable around the holidays. I mean, I guess people are, but it's not where my focus is. Um, I know that there's, for me, I get to receive some negativity from my family, but that's their job. That's somebody once said, I know who it is. I'm not going to mention a name, but and it just rang true for me. The job of our families is to show us what we are not. And so if they're doing that, they're doing their job. And I just thought that's perfect. That's so true. Thank you for that. Um, and it isn't about being miserable. It's just receive it, receive the value of it, and focus on the light.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Darren. That's beautiful. Good reminder. Gino, I saw you had your hand up a little earlier.
Yeah, I'm going to risk being a little vulnerable here. I don't usually do this, but yeah, I have a difficult time every Christmas. And my immediate family, I have my mom, who's 94 on Christmas Day, by the way,
Mm.
and my two sisters and a couple of brother-in-laws, and we're all older now, so there's no children around. They're all over the place. So and I don't go there, and partly the reason I don't go there is because I happen to be an animal rights activist, and it's very difficult for me to sit at a table with turkey and meat and all that. And I don't know if any of you can relate to that, but from all I've seen doing as an activist for 12 years, it's difficult for me to do that. So I send Christmas cards. We talk on the phone a little. And the last 2 years, it's slowly evolved where my oldest of the two sisters, I'm older than the other two, um, has begun to kind of see me in a different light because we never got along all these years. And I know, especially in the last 9, 10 months, I have been really changing in a lot of ways too. And so we're actually talking on the phone now once in a while, which we never used to do. And it's getting better and better and better. And her whole lifestyle is 100% opposite of mine, and I've always been the black sheep. I've always done the counterculture stuff and all this. And she's just not that way. But that's not what's here with us anymore. We're not talking about that stuff and disagreeing and all that. So I got a Christmas card from them, and I'll just read it to you. And it meant so much to me because this is more deep than what they usually send, like, have a Merry Christmas, la la, bye bye, that kind of thing. So this one says, for a brother who means so much, some things don't have to be said because they're just understood. But every once in a while, like at the holidays, it's nice for a brother to hear that he's loved and thought of and valued for who he is, underlined, and
Wow.
you really are, underlined. Wishing you the Merry Christmas you deserve. We love you, Michelle and Cynthia.
Oh,
Both my sisters sent it. And that it was a big, big breakthrough.
Wow.
I don't do gifts. I don't care about receiving gifts. I really don't do much with Christmas. I spend it alone each year. At the end of the day, the next day, I take a deep breath and I say, oh, I'm glad that's all over with, right? But that was just that is a gift right there. That's all I need once in a while. And increasingly, my sister that I hadn't gotten along with all these years, we exchange I love yous verbally.
yeah.
So yeah, it's been great. So this year has been good that way.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Gina. That's beautiful. And that's really what it's all about. That caring and connection with somebody who means something to you, and
Mhm.
doesn't have to be anything that's material, no gift. It's that understanding and acceptance and, just acknowledgement. So thanks for sharing.
You bet. Thank
And
you.
I need to interrupt right now and say, I just got a text. I've got to go down to what I always call forced family fun. Um, my family's in the lobby downstairs, so I will have to leave a little early, but I love you all. Be the light. You are the light.
Mary.
Bye, Mary. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah.
Bye.
We'll see you next time, Mary. Have fun.
Bye.
Yeah. I'm glad she got to hear that before she left. Well, that was really sweet.
Yeah,
Uh,
thanks.
and anybody else want to share before then I'll
Well,
oh, go ahead, Louis Trace, go ahead. You have to unmute.
Okay. My Christmas is a little angel, a tin angel, with two oil little lambs and the portraits of my family. And that means a lot for me because being alone with the lights and everything merry and everything like that, it had a greater impact to emphasis the loneliness around you, because it is just the thing that the Merry Christmas and people around your home and everything. So for me, I have my little angel. I can quickly walk and show you people what it looks like. You must just tell me if I point it at the right direction. But I just
Okay.
love it. And okay, let's see. Can you people see?
yeah,
Yeah,
we
I see
see.
something very bright and some pictures. Yes. Yes.
Yes, it's the candles and my little angel and the family. And that
Nice.
one is me, all alone.
That's very nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Just beautiful.
yeah, and so yeah, it is, and I know they're not here, but I know I'm in their heart.
Yes.
And that is a very great comfort for me because I know there is a great love between us, but it is just circumstances. And you're lonely, but yet you are not lonely because you can feel the love, interaction. And I want to mention it, especially since I have started with a reconnection. I have felt the interaction with the emotions and with a person tremendously as if it is with you the whole time. But what I want to say is, I am a little bit greedy. I like physical contact. it's fine with the interaction of that you feel the emotions and the vibes and everything. But I am still old-fashioned. I need to hold, to squeeze, and things like that. But it's for me, I'm a touch person.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And you know what? There's no need to apologize for that. And I like your little shrine. And I noticed that there was a candle again, that going towards the light. I mean, just
Two little oil lamps that they used for the maids that was waiting, in the Bible and things like that. But yeah, for me, and so many people are not celebrating Christmas, and if I do, there is tension, and that is really the time where I feel that you should put the things aside and reach out and becoming more one with everyone, and because it's a time to make memories, and that time as a bond of family is bonding you for whenever there is a problem in future life, that you had a good solid family base to work from.
and it's nice if you have that, that is really a gift. And
Yeah.
again, not everybody has that opportunity, but it is wonderful to be able to have that. And in some ways, I think that's what we have just with our little gathering. I mean, we're not
We have
blood
become very
family.
close to each other. Yeah, we
Yes.
have become very close. I mean, very, as had shared real deep emotions, and I can see where the process is going to lead. They will have a greater and greater interaction, and soon he will go and visit them. And he will take his own food, or they will even started preparing something specially for him and say, "Brother, I have made something special for you. Join us."
Yeah.
But you must remember, by you, the less you wanted them to join, the quicker they are going to join, because there comes a time that they realize you look more healthy, you have more spirit, you have more energy and everything. And then they started contemplating and slowly, that process. And as you people have now started to connect on an emotional basis, it is definitely going to grow. And as soon as you started growing, you started looking different at food. Because, many people think, oh, I'm a vegetarian, now I am spirited. It is not like that. Spirituality come from inside, and as soon as you started, as you say, you find it offensive to be in the same company. But if you are graceful with them, they will slowly move over, because that is the way we all move towards as we grow older, is spiritual.
Maybe. Yeah.
I
Maybe.
hope so. I hope so.
Yeah, and that would be nice.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I liked what you said about
So,
reconnective healing and being just for me, being involved with that is really kind of knowing the oneness of all of us, and that connection. And that is really a beautiful thing, I think. And
I,
and
I,
oh, go ahead.
last week, somebody was taking a lot of energy. I don't know who. I don't want to know. But last week, someone was really in need of energy. And it was amazing how the interaction was without saying, and the sharing of, because I didn't say a word last week, because I was the whole time feeling this person is still needing and needing. You know me,
Wow.
I'm always touchy.
That's nice. And it's nice that you feel so connected with us. So, oh, so well, we're getting close to the end. And if anybody else has anything they'd like to finish up with. Um, Renee, go ahead if you want to do something quick. Yes, please share.
Yeah, I just want to share something from Longfellow for those of us that celebrate with ourselves, not alone. I don't see it as being alone. And this is a quote: "The holiest of holidays are kept in silence and apart, the secret anniversaries of the heart." And Gino, I really empathize with your situation. I've been a vegan for 40 years, and that certainly presents its own challenges, but I'm not looking for anyone to sort of bring me a form of celebration. I can reach out to anybody I might connect with on the street, in a store, anywhere I am. And if they're open, we sometimes, communicate in ways which people that are part of my quote unquote tribe or family never even get close to, and very meaningful interactions too. And I celebrate Hanukkah, so that's a different topic, but we light candles every single night of Hanukkah, and every candle, especially right now at this time when things are falling apart in Israel and other connected countries there, that every light lit, in my opinion, connects and unites every Jew on the planet, no matter where the borders are, where nationalities are, where the history is. We're all connected, and hopefully the strength of that light will penetrate through the darkness. And I light the candles in the spirit of that, knowing that somewhere it reaches and touches the hearts of other people who are, all experiencing the same challenges, shall we just say. So I'm quite content. I'm not alone. I'm not lonely. I'm with myself. I'm with my own being. And that's taken a lifetime to sort of arrive here. It's not something that just sort of, you grow into that. It's a process. And I'm very grateful for my health. And that's the biggest gift I could ask for. And I gave away a bunch of clothing, dropped it in one of those charity boxes this year, because I really wanted to clean my closet out for a long time. So I started, and I gave away a bunch of warm clothing for winter, and hopefully someone will receive that needs it, and I don't need it. There's much more than I really need. So I can start to sort of look outwardly and know that other people are in much greater need than I am, and to have compassion, not, pity. But anyway, that's all I'll say for now.
Oh, thank you, Renee.
Yeah, beautiful, Renee. Thank you.
Yeah. And you're right. I mean, Hanukkah is the festival of lights, and that's also in December. In fact, this year it starts tomorrow night. So, go ahead, Chelsea. You had something else you wanted to finish up with?
I just wanted to say that I just love what Renee reminded. I just love what Renee reminded me of. She said that, it doesn't have to be an interaction where you arrive at your family's doorstep for the celebration. It can be just any interaction with anybody, like just 30 seconds here on a street corner, or on the scale of value, they're all the same. I just thank you for reminding me that, Renee.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And also just doing it within yourself, that finding your own light from within. So, gosh.
I'm sorry, Barbara, one quick comment. I made a tradition every Christmas Day. I go for a walk in my neighborhood and find a homeless person and buy them a cup of coffee. And that's a gift to me and to them. So that's my Christmas celebration.
Wonderful. Gosh. That's beautiful, and it's a beautiful way to end our gathering. Thanks everybody for joining us today, and wishing everybody a beautiful holiday, whichever one you celebrate. And if you don't, that's okay too. Just have a lovely day. Oh, and there's Uma with her cute little hat. And thanks. We'll see you next week. So have a Have a good one, everybody. See you next time. Bye.
Bye now. Love to everyone.
Yes.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Love
Bye.
you all.